All right, folks, today we have a video inspection unit that has come to inspect the sewers in front of our homes because the local neighbors here have been having issues with their toilets getting clogged up. It's ironic these guys are filming issues with a sewer when 10 feet away we have a gigantic 4-foot deep drainage ditch that the city has dug so deep that it exposes these same sewer lines. For 2 years, we've begged for the city to come down and even cover these exposed sewer lines before they get busted. And it was met with so much laughter that the chief of police became involved. He escorted the city utilities workers down here because they were using this as an excuse to paint me as some kind of a criminal or a dangerous person. So the city policeman had to come down here and escort the city down here to do the inspection under the false premise that I was some sort of a danger. It gets better because in our backyard we have a huge pond that is made from the backup of all this sewer. And we have complained about our backyard and the look of this disgusting neighborhood for literally the whole time we've been here. And it's only been used as an excuse to paint us as a bad guy, to flip the script and say, well, this isn't our fault, this is your fault. That if somebody else were living here, if we were to kick you out of the neighborhood and let a more decent family live here, we would have fixed this years ago. But since it's you, we're going to hang the phone up on you and deny service. As a result, we're forced to live with this huge sewer pond in our backyard that will never go on this survey. It will never be admitted into evidence because of this disgusting game that the city likes to play, where they get to pick and choose who they serve and hang up the phone on everybody else that has the wrong last name. One of the reasons why the city police came down here that day to escort the city workers is so they could exert their authority over our yard and trespass onto our property with the assistance of the police claiming that they had official business to do down here after they had kicked the can down the road for 2 years. So they could hopefully spin this into a situation where they could claim I was a bad guy. In reality, it's the city who are the bad people. They allow these family and friends to become employed by the city to the point where they spend all day long in their little pole barns hiding from the work that they need to do. And when it comes time to pay the piper, they're forced to call their buddies at the police department to come down here and play babysitter because they've pissed off everyone in the neighborhood with their amateur tactics that they use to do their jobs. The police should have never come down here that day and invaded our property without a warrant. If this is the case where the city needs police protection to do their job, then I recommend we find new city workers that aren't going to play these games with the people that live here, with the people that pay the taxes to live here. Another reason why the chief of police came down here that day was to make it clear that we weren't the types of people that the city of Marshall are friends with, that they consider us a criminal element in the neighborhood, simply based on their own conjecture and opinions, not on any sort of physical evidence. As you can see from my channel, I've been collecting all the evidence while the police wear a blindfold to perform their duties. The only reason why the police were called that day was to make a scene at my home, to include the city utility workers in an attempt to ridicule us. They verbally harassed us while they were here. They made fun of my military plates on my vehicle. They just used it as an excuse to come down here and invade the property and make it look like that this whole time they were only refusing service due to the prejudices that they had. And that was the case. 10 feet away, they have this humongous, gaping, nasty ditch, 6-foot deep ditch that they force our runoff water to run down on the way to someone else's home. So the bright idea of paying these people to come in to parrot whatever claims of support the city already has on the books is just a waste of money at this point. We know what's wrong. We've known for years what's wrong with the city, and the city refuses to speak about these matters. They'll hang the phone up on you if you ask. Instead, they'll call a third party down here and invite their friends and family to involve themselves in a survey, hoping they can get more money for these same friends and family projects here in town, while the rest of us are forced to deal with a deep-ass 5-foot ditch in the front of our home.